All right, so here is your video overview of week 4, what we are working on now. If you notice in this column, the assignments that are due by Friday, instead of having a quiz this week, it's going to be a little bit different. So the assignments that are going to be put on gradebook, the assignments that are going to be scored, are these 2 different Google Docs that you guys will need to make a copy of and submit through Canvas. So let's go over what's going to be expected for each one of these Google Doc assessments. So here is what the first Google Doc looks like that you will be making a copy of. Notice at the top it's hyperlinked. So if you click on this link right here, it will take you to another website that will help you to complete this activity. It's a simulation. Just sign in with your Google account, your @GraniteSD account, and the simulation should load. So use this simulation to help you complete this Google Doc activity. It gives you a little bit of information about models, because we've been talking about atomic models and isotopes this week. So for the level 2, the first section, you guys are going to fill in the blank and just fill in the blank with the words that will complete that sentence to make them true. In the next section, you guys are going to do hyphen notation and nuclear notation for each of the isotopes of hydrogen. So watch the video in the Nearpod to help you with that. And then for the level 3, there's this table where you guys are going to construct different elements based on the number of protons, based on their mass numbers, and then in the table fill in the missing number of protons, electrons, or neutrons. If you guys want to get the level 4, which is the highest score, there's an additional task here that you can read through, watch the video, and summarize what you've learned from this video on electron configurations. Talk about how it relates to the models of the atom we've been discussing. The second assessment is called Atomic Models. It gives you a little bit of an intro right here at the top. For the level 2 tasks, you'll need to explain why models of the atom have changed over time and support your explanation with evidence. For the level 3 task, you will need to explain how the cathode ray tube experiment, the gold foil experiment, and the hydrogen emission spectrum provide evidence for subatomic particles. Excellent responses will identify the evidence from each experiment that demonstrates the properties of each subatomic particle. In other words, explain which subatomic particle, the proton, neutron, or electron, was discovered by the cathode ray tube experiment. Explain which subatomic particle, the proton, electron, or neutron, was discovered by the gold foil experiment. And explain what the hydrogen emission spectrum tells us about protons, electrons, or neutrons. For your level, for the next part of the level 3 tasks, it asks you to summarize some activities that we did in class or virtually last week. So make sure you fill in this table, including how the evidence supports our understanding of the atom. And then in this space right here, you guys are going to draw or insert using Google Drawings a picture of Bohr's model of the atom. Okay, so you guys can do that by clicking this insert button and clicking on drawing and then new. That's how you can create a drawing here in Google Docs. If you would prefer to print out this assessment and take a picture, that's also an acceptable way to draw Bohr's model of the atom. In this space, you're just going to summarize what we learned with the emission spectrum light demo and the flame tests. And again, state how the evidence from these experiments from Bohr's model of the atom supports our understanding of the atom. In other words, what do we learn from these experiments? What do they teach us about atoms and electrons? For the level 4 tasks, the description is here. You guys are going to have to do some research. Either find some videos online or find an article that talks about questions that still aren't answered with atomic structure. All right, that concludes the week 4 overview. Just a reminder, there are 2 assessments. There are no quiz this week, but there are 2 Google Docs that you guys will need to complete by Friday, September 18th. Also, this is midterm, so if you guys feel like you're behind on assignments, if you feel like you're missing work, this week is a great opportunity to spend some time getting caught up, get your questions answered. I will be doing a Google Meet on this Friday, September 18th. So if you guys need some help, if you have specific questions, it's not required, but that is an option. If you guys would like to meet me virtually through Google Meet, I can go over your questions and help you with things that you're struggling with. As always, if you have other questions, please send me an email, reach out, and I would be happy to help you in any way that I can. Have a great week.